usually weekend yoga with some holidays thrown in as a gift and sharing mindfulness and presence with all of you in community. And I love having all of you join, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to teach all of you. As I mentioned, I think we have a few more people that joined since I mentioned this. We will be offering a 10 to 15 minute breath practice after yoga today, led by Dr. Ni Chang Liang. And so I'll be switching the host over to her right after Shavasana as we get back up to a seat. So if you want to do that, we would love to have you join us. And we would love to have you join us for our Mindful Healers podcast celebration tomorrow, if anyone is interested, and we'll put more information in the group about that. And for yoga today, make sure that you do what works for you. It's hard for me to see you all in your small Zoom boxes. And yoga is a practice of exploring your body and listening to your body. So everything is just an offering. And the cues are suggestions, and your most important task is to look within and listen to what works for your body and what feels good and what doesn't, and learn to follow your own strength and inner wisdom and intuition. So with that, I want to get started. I invite anyone who's not seated on their mat to find a comfortable seat and ground your sit bones into the earth. And take a moment to just arrive here and notice your energy. My energy is very different than yesterday. Yesterday, when we showed up on the mat, I had been for a long sunshine beach walk. And today, it's a gloomy, drippy, rainy day where I am. And I'm just starting to move and wake up for the day. And it's very important to check in with where you are and who you are in this moment, and honor it and respect it. Today, I wanted to talk and focus on what I've decided to call a strong trunk and a wise heart. Focusing on grounding, feeling proud, and connecting to your inner wisdom and strength. This concept came up the other day of someone wishing that they could learn to have the storms pass more like ripples in the water than waves in the water. And a strong trunk that's grounded and rooted into the earth. And a wise connection to your heart can help you do that. Close your eyes if you haven't. Place your hands gently on your thighs. Sink your hips down into the earth, root them into the strong ground below. Let the energy rise up through your spine, up to the crown of your head, and drop your shoulders. Connect gently to your breath. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just notice the airflow come in through your nose and out through your mouth. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. And connect to your heart space, just on the left side of your chest. Send the breath and the energy and your attention there. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you someone else is a great accomplishment. Today, I invite you to think about being yourself. Who are you? What are you good at? What do you do well? Perhaps even, what are you an expert at? And as I know this group is mostly physicians, we often think we're not experts. And so I like to couch, what are you better than most people at? You don't have to be the best to be an expert. What are the things that you bring to the world that are unique and special? whether it's an energy, a love of something. Send those thoughts to that space behind your heart, to that left side of your chest. What are you good at? What do you love? What are you an expert at? Connect once again to your sit bones and grow those roots down into the earth. Draw the energy up through your chest into that heart space and up through the crown of your head to the sky. Drop your shoulders. Connect to your strength and your energy and the light within. Bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand atop. Press gently into that heart space. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a big out breath. Another deep in breath through your nose and a huge out breath. Bring your hands to heart center once again. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Notice the connection. Notice the connection between your palms and your finger pads. And take a moment to once again connect with what makes you unique and special. Connect to that heart space, your inner wisdom, and your strength. Take a deep inhale and a huge exhale. Slowly open your eyes. Bring your hands back to your thighs. Let the light back in. And just notice how you feel. Notice once again your sit bones connecting to the earth beneath. Inhale both arms up towards the sky. Fingers, clasp your fingers, flip your palms, reach the palms up towards the sky. Shimmy your shoulders back behind your ears. Once again, focus on your sit bones and grow strong and tall from the earth up through your fingers. Inhale, reach tall and long, slight arch in the back. Exhale, round forward, suck your navel, come into seated cat pose. Allow your head to fall gently forward. Inhale, arch, reach tall. Exhale, round into seated cat. Just notice all the movements, all the sensations. Inhale, reach tall once again. Exhale, round and suck your belly in. Inhale, reach your arms tall. Exhale, open them out towards the side. Flex your fingertips towards the sky, palms press outward. Wrap your arms around your right arm under the left. Give yourself a huge hug. Wiggle those fingertips to the medial side of the scapula. Squeeze as tight as you can. And then allow your head to fall into the cradle of your elbows in front and just roll forward gently. Take a deep inhale into that space in the back. And exhale, let it go. One more deep inhale. Wiggle those fingers tighter, tighter. Squeeze yourself tighter, a huge hug. And exhale, let it go. Slowly raise your head and crown of the head towards the sky. Unwrap your arms, spread them out towards the side. Once again, palms face towards the sidewall. Engage every muscle in your arms. Press into the sidewalls. And on the exhale, wrap your arms in the opposite wrap. So left arm under the right. Wiggle those fingers to the scapula. Keep wiggling them towards the midline. Squeeze as tight as you can. And on the exhale, lower your head into your elbows once again. Round your spine, drop your head. Deep inhale into that space between the scapula, space behind the heart. And let it out. One more deep inhale here. Allow your head and neck to just relax. And let it out. Open, inhale, raise your head up towards the sky. Exhale, open your arms out towards the sidewalls. Engage every muscle once again. Fingers flex towards the sky. Notice all of the muscles in the back body used to keep your arms out to the sides. and allow them to fall down towards your sides. Relax. Roll your shoulders out 3 times. And your shoulders forward 3 times. Huge circles. Take your hands and clasp them at your sacrum. Once again, clasped fingers. Shoot your fists towards the floor behind you and straight your elbows. Puff your chest out and take a deep inhale into the chest space. And a big exhale. One more deep inhale. Big exhale. Raise your fists up an inch or 2 behind you and notice the stretch in the front body. Your chest puffs forward a tiny bit more. You may notice a sensation in the backs and fronts of the shoulders. Breathe into it and let it go. Bring your hands back to your sacrum. If you're sitting on something, feel free to move it out of the way now. And we're going to come to sit on your shins with your toes tucked underneath you. I'm just going to show you on the side. So your knees down, toes tucked underneath you, and you'll sit your sit bones back onto your heels. With intention, take a moment and pull out each and every toe, so even that little toe connects to the earth. You can sit up to start and then slowly lower your hips down to your heels. As you shift your weight backwards, you'll notice sensations in the toes. We call this broken toe pose. And as you stay, you will notice a lot of sensation, both good and bad. If it's uncomfortable, you just shift your weight forward and give yourself a little bit of respite. If you can, rest your hands gently on your thighs. Inhale into the chest. Raise the crown of your head towards the sky. Take a deep breath in and a big breath out. Notice your toes once again. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Last one. If you need to, you can shift your weight forward a little bit. Let's see if you can stay. Let it out. And then come forward onto your hands and knees, untuck your toes, and just bang them out into the floor. Notice all the sensations here. We'll sit back onto our heels here. Come into child's pose, but knees together this time. I know we usually do it the opposite way. Walk your fingertips long in front of you and allow your head to just come towards the earth. Three deep breaths into that space, the heart space. Allow your mind to slow. Think once again about what you're good at. What do you do well? What makes you special and unique? And own it and allow it. Grow your chest a little more full. If you can, walk your fingertips a tiny bit farther in front of you. Notice the stretch along the whole side body. And then slowly walk your hands back up to a seat. So I want to do a version of hero's pose, but what I discovered in prepping for this is my ankles still can't do it even after 3 months. So for all of you, you can have your knees together and your heels apart a little bit. Or if you have ankle issues like me, you can keep your heels together. And you'll keep your toes untucked this time and lower your sit bones onto your heels gently. If your feet are apart, you can lower your sit bones closer to the earth. And you should notice a nice gentle stretch in the front of the thighs. If this is too much for your knees, don't do it. On the inhale, once again, grow your spine long and tall. Bring your hands to heart center. Take in a deep breath into your chest and a big out breath. One more deep inhale here, hero's pose. It shifts the energy. May seem like you're just sitting here. Grow the energy up through your sit bones, through your spine. towards the sky. Last deep breath here. And we'll come forward from here onto hands and knees. Hands directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Tabletop position. Take a moment to ground your hands into the earth. All 5 fingers ground on each hand. All knuckles press into the earth, palms press into the earth. Engage your belly and your core. Strong center. Inhale, arch into cow once again. Sit bones reach towards the sky, crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Exhale, suck your navel towards the sky, round into cat. Allow your head and neck to drop completely. Inhale, arch into cow once again. Move with intention and purpose. In cow, fill up that space behind the heart, chest open. Exhale, round, suck your navel up, allow your head and neck to drop completely. Inhale, round into cow. Exhale, cat. We'll meet back in neutral, flat spine, as if you were balancing a tray on the back of your spine. Extend your right leg long, toes touch the earth, heel presses towards the back wall. On the inhale, raise your right leg about 6 inches, a little below hip height. Hips are square, flat and even towards the earth. On the next inhale, you can raise your left hand if you wish, come into a balanced pose. Reach long from your right heel through your left fingertips. Focus on your center, on your core, on your strength. Connect to the right hand and the left knee, ground into the earth. Draw your attention to your navel and press your fingers and your heel in opposite directions. One more deep inhale here. Huge exhale. Inhale. On the exhale, draw your left elbow and right knee together underneath you. And stretch them long, fingers and heel in opposite direction. Knee to elbow, still in the balanced pose. Focus on your center and extend long. Move with the breath. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. One more here. Notice the wiggles and wobbles and any resistance. Knee to elbow and extend long. Lower your left hand and right knee. Come back to hands and knees. Extend your left leg long behind you this time. Toes on the earth, heel flexed. Even out your hips. Even your weight into your hands. Connect your right shin and top of the foot into the earth. On the inhale, raise your left heel about 6 inches just below hip height. Focus on your core and your strength. Exhale. Next inhale, raise your right fingertips long in front. Heel in one direction, fingertips in the other. 3 deep breaths, hold it here. Notice your strength, what you're good at here. Send the breath and the energy to the heart space. Connect with your wisdom, your strength. On the next inhale, right elbow and left knee connect underneath you. Squeeze it tight and stretch long. Squeeze elbow to knee and stretch long in either direction once again. Elbow to knee and stretch long in either direction. Last one, elbow to knee, squeeze tight underneath you and stretch long in either direction. Lower your right hand and left knee towards the earth. From here, bring your right foot underneath, in between your hands. We're going to come into a low lunge directly from here. Wiggle those right toes forward in front of you. You can wiggle your back knee back gently if you wish. Hands are on either side of your right foot. Sink down into your hips with your hands on the ground for a moment. So make sure that your right knee is not extending beyond your right ankle. Wiggle those hips forward a little bit if need be. Use your hands for support. If you have blocks, you can use those here. Tack your right hip back and your left hip forward. And you'll notice the release in the front of the left hip. Walk your hands up your right knee gently to come upright. Engage your belly and use your core strength here. As you rise, ground into the front foot. Tack that right hip back, left hip forward. Notice your left knee on the earth, top of the left foot on the earth. If you wish, you can raise both arms up towards the sky. It will intensify the stretch. If not, you can leave your hands on your knee. Either one is fine. Deep inhale into your chest here. And a huge exhale. One more deep inhale. And a big exhale. Last breath here. Inhale and exhale. Lower your torso, hands on either side of your knee to start, of your foot, pardon me. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Walk your foot out towards the outer edge. Roll your foot so you're on the outer edge of your right ankle, and we'll come into lizard pose. So that right knee is flapping out a little bit and you're up on your fists. Just stay up here since we're early in class and just notice the release in the groin and pelvis area. Focus on the sensations and the spaciousness and the strength. You're using your arm strength to hold your chest and head up. Breathe into that space in the pelvis area. And let it go. Last breath here. Notice all the sensations, the tremendous release. Roll your weight back onto your right foot so it's flat. Take your right hand to the outside of your right foot. And you will bring that right foot back to hands and knees. Even yourself out. Wriggle your hips a little bit. And then gently bring your left foot in between your hands into low lunge directly. Wiggle those left toes forward, right knee back a little bit. Make sure your left knee does not extend beyond your ankle and sink into your hips here. Hands on the ground for support to start. Set your legs up well. Focus on your core. And when you're ready, you can walk your hands up to your knees. Torso rises, crown of the head rises into Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Just notice how it feels. Deep inhale into your chest here. Another one, deep inhale. Fill up your chest with air and nourishment. Send the breath to the front of the right hip. One more deep breath. Lots of sensations, lots of energy. Fold forward, bring your hands back to the earth. Left hand comes to the inside of the left foot. Walk the left foot to the outer edge of the mat. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot. Left knee falls open to the side. Come into lizard pose, but stay high on your hands. Use your arm strength to hold your torso up. Send the breath into the inner pelvis area. Lots of opening, deep breaths, nourishing. And let it go. Another deep inhale here. And let it go. One more. Roll your left foot back towards the floor. Walk it back to center. Bring your hand back to the outside and bring your left foot back to hands and knees. From here, walk your hands forward a handprint. Curl your toes and shoot your hips up to downward dog. Ground into both hands. Lift up onto your tiptoes, heels and rise high, hips rise high to the apex. Hips reach high, high, high towards the sky. Press into your hands, ground into the earth, and press the hips up and back as high as you can. Lift up high, high, high on the tiptoes, and slowly lower your heels towards the earth. Notice all the sensations. Once again, inhale, lift high, high, high on your tiptoes, and exhale, slowly lower down. Lift up onto your tiptoes once again, and then step, hop, or jump to the front of the mat to a forward fold. Feet wide, knees gently bent, sit bones reach towards the sky. Take your hands and grasp your elbows and allow your head and neck to release completely. Forward fold. Notice all of the sensations in the back body here. Shift your weight into your toes and into your heels, and to the left and to the right. Just allow all the good feelings. Find your center and your balance and draw the energy up through your legs, up through your sit bones towards the sky for strength, a strong trunk. Send the breath to that space behind your heart. Deep inhale. Huge exhale. Lower your hands towards the earth. Engage your belly and slowly roll up to stand. Head will be the last to rise. Go slow in case you're dizzy at all. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them towards the back of the mat and lower them towards the earth. Palms open towards the front. Tadasana or mountain pose. Lift your toes up, all 10 toes. Ground the 4 corners of your feet into the earth and lower your toes down. Tighten your knees, tighten your thighs, tuck your hips. Inhale, deeply grow that spine long and tall, heart light, reach the crown of your head towards the sky, and exhale, let it all go. Take a moment to notice your strong trunk and connect with your heart center, your personal strength, your inner wisdom. Allow it to grow here. So when you leave today, you leave with a stronger sense of self, a connection, strong roots underneath to weather the storm. Inhale, arms reach up and out towards the sky, slight arch back, palms together, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Ground your hands into the earth, step back for plank. Top of the push-up. Pause here for a moment. Strong core, strong heart. Shift your weight forward onto your tiptoes. Bend your knees, you can untuck your toes, bend your elbows, slowly lower towards the earth, chaturanga. Weight is out of the hands. Inhale, lift up, heart shines forward for low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Once again, inhale, lift up for low cobra. And exhale, lower down. Release your hands to your side, to your waist. Allow them to just run along your sides. Allow your head and neck to just relax for a moment. Connect your hips beneath you onto the floor. Tops of your feet connect to the floor. Notice your arms connect to the floor. Palms will be open towards the ceiling. Forehead grounds into the earth also. So hips, forehead, top of the feet ground into the earth. Bring your hands to your sacrum, clasp them together. On the inhale, lift your chest and your feet and your head and neck up. Head remains in line with the spine. Come into Dhanurasana or bow pose. Inhale deeply, ground those hips into the earth, toes reach out and back towards the back wall. Exhale, lower everything down. You can rest your left ear on the earth. Look towards the right for a moment. One more deep breath here. Bring your forehead back to center. Once again, reclasp your hands at your sacrum. Extend your fists back, elbows straight. Inhale, lift up your chest and your feet. Bow pose once again. Heart is open and light towards the front of the mat. Deep inhale into that space behind the heart. And let it go. Everything comes back to the earth and releases right here on the earth this time. Complete relaxation for just a moment. Notice all the sensations here. Bring your hands back under your elbows at shoulder height. Curl your toes and press back directly to downward dog. Hips shoot up towards the sky. Take a moment, ground evenly into both palms. Straight both elbows, shoot your hips back and up towards the sky. Focus on a spot on the floor about 2 feet in front of your toes. See if you can quiet your mind here. Just focus on right here, right now, where you are. Ground into the earth. Connect with your strength. Inhale, lift up onto your tiptoes once again and step, hop, or jump towards the front of the mat. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, engage your belly and slowly roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Your head will be the last to rise. With intention, scrunch those shoulders up to your ears, draw them back towards the back wall, scapula pinch together, and lower your hands towards the front of the mat. Tadasana, mountain pose. Deep inhale here. And huge exhale. One more deep inhale. Big exhale. Inhale your arms out and up towards the sky. Slight arch, palms together. Fold forward, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight. Sit bones reach backwards. Exhale, forward fold. Press your hands into the earth. Step back to plank. Pause for a moment. Gently shift your weight forward. Bend your knees, untuck your toes, elbows bend, hug them in towards your torso. Lower down, chaturanga towards the earth. Inhale for low cobra, or if you wish, up dog. Press back to downward dog. And pause. Notice all the feels here. Deep inhale into that chest space. Inhale, raise your right leg towards the sky. Three-legged dog, hips square towards the floor. Heel presses towards the back wall. Exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hips. Roll the right ankle. Send the breath into the front of the right hip. Engage the buttocks so you'll feel it in both the front and the back of the hip. Roll your ankle in the opposite direction. Press your heel towards the back wall. Engage every muscle once again. Firm, firm, firm. Exhale, bring your foot between your hands. Come into high lunge. Leave your hands on the earth once again. So back knee is up, you're on your back tiptoe. Front knee is bent. Wiggle those front toes forward so your hands will be on either side. Square your hips. Tap your right hip back and your left hip forward. Deep inhale here. Notice the engagement in the right thigh. Back leg is straight. One more breath here. Straighten your front leg. We're going to come into high pyramid here. So you'll be up on your back toe. Tack your right hip back, left hip forward. Just notice all of the sensations. And for those of you that have been coming around, I know we're doing a bunch of different stuff today, just to mix it up. So just do what works for you. Yoga isn't about looking pretty, it's about the journey and the exploration. So just play with it, explore. That's part of the process. Creating space. Push off your back toe in high pyramid here and shift all the way forward. Bring your left foot to meet your right. Coming into your feet position for forward fold. Immediately sink your hips back, come into chair pose. So your hips are back down and low, thighs engaged, knees are bent. Bring your hands to heart center here. For those of you who wish, you can reach your arms out. I have a shoulder issue, so I always keep my hands at heart center. And once again, part of yoga is just noticing your strength and what works for you. Notice the burning perhaps in your thighs. Press those palms together. Weight is down and back. Feet are grounded into the earth. Draw up the earth strength here. 2 more breaths. Let it out. Last one, deep inhale. Let it out. Lower your hands towards the earth. Straighten your legs, hips shoot up towards the sky. Head and neck release towards the floor completely. One more deep inhale here. And let it out. Engage your belly and slowly roll up to stand once again. Coming to rise is an active movement. It's the transition. So engage every muscle. Do it with purpose and intention. Shrug those shoulders up to your ears. Draw them back towards the back of the mat. Pinch the scapula together. And lower your hands, palms open towards the front. Take a moment here and just notice all the different sensations. Tingles in your fingers and your toes, perhaps. Draw your attention to your heart space. How does it feel? Lengthen your neck, crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Let the breath out. One more deep breath here, just noticing. Inhale, arms out and up towards the sky. Once again, palms together, slight arch back. Fold forward towards the earth. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Ground your hands into the earth. Step back to plank. Strong plank. Shift your weight forward gently into your tiptoes. And with strength and purpose, lower down inch by inch, chaturanga towards the earth. Inhale for low cobra or up dog, whatever works for your body. Curl your toes under, press back to hands and knees, and back to down dog. Deep breath in, pause here. Notice the strength in your chest in this moment, how it feels different than perhaps when you started. Deep inhale into that heart space. Let it go. Inhale your left leg up towards the sky. Every muscle engaged, hips squared towards the floor, 3-legged dog. Exhale, open the hips, stack the hips, bend the left knee, roll in one direction and then the other. Send the breath and the energy to the front of the left knee, left hip. Engage your left buttock too, both sides engaged and working here. Square your hips. Extend your heel towards the back wall. Once again, every muscle engaged from all your fingertips through your right leg strong, left leg strong. Exhale gently. Bring your foot between your hands. Come into a high lunge, but hands on the earth. There's a nice runway between your feet. You're up on the back toes. Wiggle those left toes forward so your left knee does not come in front of your left ankle. Tag the left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale and sink a little bit lower here. A couple of breaths. Notice all the sensations. Use your hands for strength so you can allow the hips to just relax into the position. Notice the strength coming up from the earth through your arms, through your chest. Back is straight, back leg is long and straight and fully engaged. One more breath here. Straight that front knee. Come back into long pyramid pose. So your back toe is still off the earth. Both legs are straight. You're going to tap your left hip back, right hip forward as what works for you. And lift up as high as you need to on that back foot to get the front leg straight. And notice all the sensations here. Tuck your left hip back and right hip forward. Deep inhale into your chest and let it go. One more deep inhale. Press off that back foot and just propel yourself forward to a forward fold. Knees bent, both feet grounded to the earth. Once again, sink your hips back. Hands can be on your thighs to start. Come into chair pose. Hips back, down and low. Engage your thighs. Ground your feet into the earth. You can keep your hands on your thighs too if that feels good, or hands to heart center. Sit with it for 2 more breaths. One more. Notice all the sensations and just allow them and enjoy them. Part of your strength. It's not supposed to be easy. Lower your hands towards the earth. Hips shoot up towards the sky. Head comes down. Fully and release. Engage your belly and slowly roll up to stand. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Head is the last to rise. Go slowly in case you have any dizziness. And with intention. Shoulders scrunch up to your ears. Draw them back towards the back of the mat. Pinch the scapula together and lower your hands, palms open towards the front of the mat. We're going to do a couple of balance poses here, growing our roots downward. Strong roots are what lead to strong trees. So to start, lift up all 10 toes. Lower them down. Shift your weight into your toes. Lift up onto your heels. Engage your core, your legs, your heels, your arms. Bring your hands to heart center up on your tiptoes. Keep your eyes open for balance. Raise up onto those tiptoes and slowly bend your knees. With intention, lower your hips towards the earth. Inch by inch by inch, just focus on a spot in front of you. Wiggles and wobbles are 100% allowed, fine, part of the fun. Notice your strength. Press those thumbs into your sternum, into your chest space. Heart is lifted as you do this and come all the way down to squat. Pause here, deep breath in. And slowly, inch by inch, press those palms together and raise your sit bones up as slowly as you can. Notice all the wiggles and the wobbles, they're expected. Up on the tiptoes, press your palms together, notice any wiggles, and slowly lower your heels towards the earth. Release your arms and shake it out. Come to stand once again, lift all 10 toes up, lower them down. Bring your right knee up to your chest. For those of you that were here yesterday, we started here. Right knee is parallel to the floor. Bring your hands to heart center once again. Press your palms together. Shift your weight forward and bring your heel back behind you. Straight your leg behind you. Tip your torso forward into a balance pose and focus your attention. You can, if you wish, reach your arms out to the sides or right at your waist, whatever works for you. Right leg is up in the air, heel pressing towards the back wall, torso tips forward. Ground into the earth through that left leg. Don't worry if you're wobbling. Notice your strength, what you are able to do here. Bring your hands back to heart center. Bring your knee back forward, up to be parallel to the earth, and slowly lower it down and shake it out. Roll that left ankle out, specifically with intention. And the right one. And we'll switch to do the other side. So ground your right foot into the earth, lift those toes up, lower them down. Bring your left knee up to hip height, thighs parallel to the floor. Palms press together, use them for balance. Finger pads press together, elbows out wide, thumbs press into your sternum. Slowly begin to shift your torso forward. Left foot extends long behind. As far forward as you can. You can release the hands, bring them to your waist, if that works for you, or leave them at heart center to help with balance. Press the back heel into the back wall. Notice all the sensations here. Deep inhale and let it out. One more deep inhale. Slowly, hands back to heart center if they're not there. Raise your torso up, knee shifts back forward to be parallel to the earth and lower it to the floor. Shake things out, roll your shoulders back 3 times and forward 3 times. We're going to do one more upright position and then we'll come down to the mat. We're going to come into yogi squat for those of you that know it. Some people will need a blanket under their heels, or I like to just leave my heels lifted in the air. So you'll bring your feet to like a second position, a narrow second position, and essentially bring your hips down to the floor, come up onto your toes, knees apart. Sink those hips down and low. If your heels touch the ground, great. If your body doesn't do that, don't worry about it. Bring your elbows to your inner knees, palms pressed together. Elbows pressed into the knees to start. Palms together. Focus on a spot in front of you if you need for balance. Sink those hips down and low. Breathe into your chest and the pelvis area. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Bring your right hand to the earth by that right knee. Reach your left hand up towards the sky. Come into a twist. Look up at that left hand. Deep breath into the heart space here. A different heart space in this position. One more breath here. Bring your hands back to center. Palms together once again. Heart center. Bring the left hand down to the earth, ground it into the earth. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Gaze goes up to the right hand, if you can. And just enjoy it for a moment. Send the energy through that left hand into the chest space behind the heart, grounding into the earth through the left hand. Draw the energy up through the left hand into the heart space and shoot it out through the right hand up towards the sky. Bring both hands back to center, heart center. Pause here for just a moment. Press those thumbs into your sternum. Connect with the heart space beneath. Lower your hands to the floor. Shoot your hips up, straighten your legs, turn your toes to face front. Come into a forward fold, release here. Hips shoot up, legs straight this time if you can. And let your head and neck release completely. Take a moment, grab your elbows, and just sway here. Notice all the sensations. Sway to the right, sway to the left. Shift into your toes and your heels. Unclasp your elbows and reclasp your hands at your sacrum. Extend your elbows, straighten your arms towards the back of the mat or behind you. And allow your fists to fall over your head towards the front. Completely release to the head and neck and just notice all the sensations in the upper back, torso, shoulder area. Breathe into it. Fill the heart space and let it go. Bend that right knee and bend your left and straight your right and twist towards the right. Deep breath into the heart space here once again. Bend the right knee, straight the left and twist to the left. Notice all the sensations. Come back to center. Gently bend both knees. Bring your hands back to your sacrum. Allow your hands to run along the backs of your legs. Engage your belly and slowly roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head will be the last to rise. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them slowly towards the back of the mat. scapula pinch together with intention and lower them towards the front, palms open. Deep inhale here. And huge exhale. Move very slowly and we'll come to meet on the mat, lying down. Stretch out long on your mat here. Feet long in front of you. Toes fall out wide. Palms open at your sides towards the sky. Notice your heart begin to slow here. Connect with the earth underneath. Let its energy come up through you. Flip your palms over to face the earth. Bend your knees, soles of the feet on the earth. Walk your heels towards your fingertips. Press your hips up gently into a bridge pose. Release of the back side body. Press your hips up towards the sky. Knees energetically connect and tuck your shoulders underneath you. One deep inhale, reach high, those hips as high as you can. Engage the buttocks, knees draw towards one another. Heart is open. And then slowly let it go. Untuck your shoulders. Lower your hips gently towards the earth. Draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around them. Give yourself a huge hug. Head touches your knees. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let it go. Let your knees go. Lower your knees to the earth. Not the knees, your feet, sorry. Knees bent. Raise your arms above you in an easy cactus position. And allow your knees to just fall gently to the right. Easy. Don't worry where your feet are. Just let them twist towards the right and notice a luxurious stretch on the left side body. 2 breaths here, just enjoy it. Deep inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, draw your knees back to center. And on the exhale, just allow your knees to fall towards the left this time. Easy, luxurious stretch through the right side body. Just let it land wherever it does. Enjoy it. Inhale your knees back to center. Bring your hands back to your side. Once again, draw your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, massage your sacrum. Take your hands to the outer edges of your feet and come into happy baby. Soles of the feet reach towards the sky, knees press towards the earth. Rock on your sacrum. Just a gentle roll. Enjoy it. Focus your attention on your heart space here. How does it feel as you roll back and forth? Bring your soles of your feet together. Press your heels into your groin. Deep inhale into your chest here. And on the exhale, release your hands, lower your feet towards the earth. Soles of the feet touch the earth, draw your knees together. And with intention, extend your legs long in front. Allow your toes to fall towards the side edge of the mat. Palms open to the sky. Allow yourself to land here in Shavasana. Ground into the earth. Let its energy draw up through you. Connect with that heart space. Remind yourself what you are good at. what you do well, what you love. And allow yourself, as you come to complete relaxation, let that circulate through you. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a deep inhale and stretch your arms long above you, toes long in front of you. Fill up with all that nourishing air and let it out. Draw your knees into your chest and slowly roll over to one side. Pause here. Connect once again with the strong and wise part of you that got you to come to your mat today. Thank that part of you and carry it with you through the rest of today and the week ahead. Press into your hands and slowly come up to a seat. Ground your sit bones into the earth once again. Tilt your pelvis forward, grow your spine long and tall. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your palms together, finger pads touch. Take a deep inhale into that heart space. Big exhale. A deep inhale into those sit bones, ground into the earth. And on the exhale, grow even taller and stronger. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and we would love to have you join us for an additional breath practice starting momentarily. The light in me shines and reflects the light in all of you. Namaste.
So for those of you who are going to join in this sitting awareness of breath practice, you can sit just as you are right now, or if you would like, you can choose a different sitting posture. You can feel free to put a block or a cushion underneath your sits bones so that your knees are slightly lower than your hips. or you can place the block or the cushion underneath you and uncross your legs and sit on your heels. Whatever would suit you best for this sitting awareness of breath practice. You might also choose to sit in a chair. So for the next few moments, choosing your position of comfort, inviting you to notice the points of contact between you and your environment, right here, right now. Perhaps noticing the support of the mat, the ground, the surface that you're sitting upon. Inviting you to check in with your posture, making sure that head is atop the neck, atop the shoulders, atop the hips. Perhaps noticing that you're sitting in a bit more upright position. And inviting you to just tuck your chin in just a little bit so that you're moving your skull into alignment with your cervical spine. And inviting you, if you would like, to notice the sensations of the breath at your nostrils. Noticing the in-breath, noticing the out-breath, noticing the pause in between. And if any thoughts, feelings, or body sensations capture your attention, you can choose to bring your attention back to the breath at the nostrils. Knowing that our brains are designed for mind wandering, and that's okay. But you get to choose where you place your attention. If focusing on the breath is uncomfortable or anxiety provoking, you may also choose to focus on the sensations of the hands, wherever they may rest in your lap, atop your knees, or the sensations of your feet. Perhaps taking the next few moments to be curious about paying attention to the breath at the nostrils, the sensations of your hands, or the sensations of your feet, and noticing if there's greater ease in any of those locations that you can choose to focus attention. Realizing choosing greater ease may be an act of compassion for yourself. So, coming back to your chosen point of focus, be it the breath, the sensations of hands, or the sensations of your feet. beginning again with noticing in this moment. Inevitably, if you notice thoughts, choosing perhaps to view them as clouds passing through the sky or leaves floating down a stream, simply noticing, try not to get caught up in the storyline of the thought, but rather viewing the thoughts as they come and go. And then with intention and purpose, choosing to come back to the breath or the sensations of your hands or your feet. Inviting you now to notice perhaps the breath at the back of the throat. Simply noticing what's there or what's not there. And then as you're ready, bringing your attention to your chest, noticing the chest rise and fall. And then your belly, noticing the inflating and deflating of your belly with every breath. Realizing that you have choices in what you pay attention to. So in those areas of breathing, where do you notice your breath the most? Can you bring your attention to where you notice your breath the most? And again, if focusing on the breath is difficult or anxiety provoking, you may also choose to pay attention to the sensations of your hands or the sensations of your feet. It's always your choice where you would like to pay attention. Coming back to this moment. Knowing that you have the innate tools to ground yourself back into the present moment experience through paying attention to your breath, the sensations of your hands, or the sensations of your feet. You get to choose. So blinking open eyes, letting the light back in, perhaps taking a moment to notice how you feel now compared to an hour and 15 minutes ago, or perhaps how you feel now compared to immediately after a yoga class without doing a sitting practice. Is this something that you might like to try to add at the end of a movement practice? Well, thanks everyone for sticking around, and Jessie and I will hang out for a little bit. If you have any questions at all, we hope that you'll listen to our podcast tomorrow and every Sunday thereafter. We have our launch party tomorrow at 5 p.m. Details are in the chat box. Thank you so much.